when you start breaking the stories, you want to make sure that Lex is an integral part of the show. What is his stories per every week? What are you going to do with that? And as Al said, it's like the contrast makes the Kent story resonate more fully. But I think the Kent relationship is great too. I mean, John and Annette have incredible chemistry, and it's like he is that like all-American guy who's just the opposite of Lionel. So it's just the perfect combination and contrast.
Because it is about family, and you needed a family. I mean, there was Clark, and I mean the balance needed to be where you were similar.
Yeah.
So if there were no grown-ups in your life, you needed grown-ups.
Isn't that amazing to think that Lionel Luthor wasn't really supposed to be that big of a part in Smallville? Could you imagine, like Tom said, it would have sort of diminished my character, like his, I think that like he needs that presence to see why he became the way he became.
Sure.
You need to see that backstory. And if you weren't there, I think it'd be a different show.
Well, especially if Lex isn't pulling his own weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it gave you something to play against. That you could, I mean, who else would you spend the whole season with? Clark? You and Clark would have gotten married.
I think that
there's been people have pontificated on what if the Kents had found Lex after the
meteor shower.
Not the tornado. My gosh, the meteor shower. What if Lionel had raised Clark?
Oh man, it would be
what
hell.
What if we had raised Lex? And we talked about that in one episode.
Glover was a guest star in season 1.
So that was the one thing I wanted to bring up. Glover became such a big part of the series, and I know he was hired as a guest star. Can you speak a little bit about how you found him? How you then understood that we need this guy more, because he's so integral.
Yeah, no, he was obviously there's the Lionel Luthor. We thought it was just going to be like a guest star in the pilot, and I remember Nutter tried to get William Macy to play it. You know what I mean? Like he reached out to William Macy to do it, and then he didn't, and then so we got Glover, and Maz and I were familiar with John from some of his other TV work. I don't think I realized what a huge Tony Award winning.
We knew him from Gremlins 2, the new batch.
Right.
Yeah. From
Scrooged.
Yeah. So it's just, but then he came in and he was just so good. And then again, it's the thing you sort of figure out. The show tells you what it is in a weird way. And obviously it was puberty with superpowers, but it was also a show about extreme parenting. So in order to have the Kent story resonate, you really needed the Luthor story. And, John, to his credit, he would fly in on Sunday on Sunday. Usually he had a Sunday matinee if he was doing a show in New York. He'd fly Sunday, work Monday because theaters are dark in New York on Monday. And he'd fly back Monday night or Tuesday morning so he could get to the theater Tuesday night. Like, I mean, but
also, it's the chemistry between Michael and John. I mean, that's what really made it. Those scenes were just like magic.
Yeah.
It gave Lex a real purpose, and just that whole dynamic was just you two just had the characters and the acting sparks that really like ignited the screen. So
it wasn't planned.
I agree. When we rewatch it,
right?
Those are when Michael and John are on. It's so electric. You can't look away from it. Like, yeah, you're right.
He was a joy. It was a joy.
They're very good.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that's on John's part, to be honest.